Welcome to this 15-minute yoga flow for energy and focus. You won't need any equipment for this yoga flow, just yourself and a soft surface beneath you. When you're ready, I'll see you on the mat in Sukhasana Easy Pose. Starting in a seated position, we will join our index and thumb fingers together in Gyan Mudra, palms facing up, rolling the shoulders back and down, lengthening up through the crown of the head, perhaps gently closing the eyes, taking a moment to settle into the body, arriving in this moment, letting go of any thoughts or sensations that may be captivating your attention, perhaps setting an intention for today. Acknowledging your efforts for showing up on the mat. Tuning into the breath. Allowing yourself to ease into the posture. And on your next inhalation, we will extend the arms skywards, joining the palms together. And on our exhale, lowering our hands to heart center, humbly bowing the chin towards the chest. Namaste. Keeping your right palm on your right knee, walk the left fingertips out to the side as you drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Noticing the breath, then dropping the chin to the right collarbone, feeling a nice stretch along the sides of the neck, dropping the chin to chest and back to center. We'll go on the other side, walking out the right fingertips, gently lowering the left ear to the left shoulder. Chin to left collarbone, chin to chest, and back to center. From here we'll find some gentle neck rolls, rolling the chin from one shoulder down through the chest to the other shoulder. You might like to create some full circles if that's in your practice today, rolling one way and the other. Rolling the shoulders back and down. From here we'll transition into a side twist, walking out the left fingertips, extending the right arm overhead, perhaps gazing over that shoulder, finding a nice side stretch, and we'll go on the other side, walking out the right fingertips, perhaps resting down on the forearm as we extend that left arm up and over, maybe closing the eyes, flowing with the breath. Inhale over to the side. Exhale back to center. Once more. Inhale, twisting to the right and rolling the shoulders back and down. From here we will transition into bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana, drawing the soles of the feet together, lifting up through the crown of the head, grounding down through both sits bones. Working on externally rotating the hips. You might like to interlace the fingers around the feet. You might like to find some gentle movement, rocking the knees up and down. And from here we will transition onto all fours into tabletop position, Brahmanasana, ensuring that the knees are in line with the hips, the wrists are in line with the shoulders. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Navel is drawn towards the spine. Crown of the head is lengthening one way, tailbone is drawing out the other way. And from here we'll transition into our cow pose, broadening across the chest, the collarbones. Exhale, cat, curling and rounding. Inhale, extending across the chest. Exhale, curl and round. A few more like this, going at your own pace. We'll go for one more round of cat and cow, flowing with the breath, being mindful of the body positioning. And from here we'll flip the grip, so wrists facing towards one another. We'll create some exaggerated hip circles, going one way and the other. Really working on warming up all the joints and muscles here. Ensuring that you're stabilizing through the palms. And we'll flip the grip once more. Fingertips towards the knees, wiggle the toes. And from here we will push back into downward facing dog. If this is your first downward dog for today, you might like to pedal out the feet. Ensuring that your navel is drawing towards your spine, hips are drawing towards the ceiling, the sky above you, heels are drawing towards the floor. You might like to create a bend in the knees if that is more accommodating for your hamstrings. Arms are engaged, grounding down through the knuckles, the fingertips, the palms of the hands. And we will slowly begin to walk our way towards the top of the mat into ragdoll. Clasping either arm and gently swaying back and forth. From here we will transition into Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. And on this inhale, we will slowly work our way up to standing position, Tadasana, one vertebrae at a time. And exhale, lower the hands to heart center. From here, we will roll the shoulders back and down. And on our inhale, we will lift our heels up off the mat as we come up onto our toes. Exhale, lift the toes up. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, toes. Flowing with the breath. On your next inhale, we will keep our toes grounded, heels lifted, interlace our fingers, flip the grip, palms towards the sky, working on stretching out through the backs of the shoulders, finding that alignment, working on balance. You might feel a nice calf activation right about now. And exhale, lower down. Interlace the fingers behind the back, pull the shoulders back as you lift the toes up off the ground. Remember to breathe. One more breath and release. Again, grounding down through Tadasana. You might like to join your feet together. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, scoop the arms down and we'll forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Once more. And this time we will fold, and on our inhale we will lift up into Utkatasana, chair pose, squeezing the inner thighs together, the ankle bones, engaging the glutes, really working on sitting back as though you are about to hop into a chair. Being mindful of that core activation. Are you drawing your navel towards your spine? Are you protecting your lower back? One more breath. On our exhale, we will join our hands together in prayer position as we twist towards the right, pressing the outer edge of the left arm on the outer edge of the right thigh. You might like to gaze over that right elbow. Perhaps close your eyes, really working on sinking those hips back. On our exhale, we will step our left leg back, extending that leg as we come into a twisted high lunge, Parivrita Anjaneyasana. Again, you might like to gaze over that right elbow, or perhaps close your eyes, working on squaring those hips to the front of the mat, ensuring that that front knee, the right knee that's bent, is in line with the ankle, and coming back to chair pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up, extending up through the fingertips, engaging the core, the legs, the ankles, the glutes, they're all firing right now. Breathe through it. You can do it. And on our exhale, we are going to twist into a revolved chair on the left side. Again, maintaining our hands in the Namaskar Mudra prayer position. You might like to keep the eyes closed, or perhaps gaze over that left elbow. One more breath. And on our exhale, we're going to step our right leg back with control. It's okay if you wobble around a little bit. Again, working on squaring those hips towards the front of the mat, really engaging the legs, ensuring that that left knee, the front knee that's bent, is not splaying out to the side. It's in line with the ankle, tracking in line with the second toe. Focusing on the breath, engaging that back leg, feeling the burn. One more breath and we'll come back up into our chair position and come into a forward fold. You might like to grab onto the shins, the calves, the ankles, perhaps coming into a ragdoll, whatever feels comfortable for you in this moment. And you will transition into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Once more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. And from here we'll come up one vertebra at a time into Tadasana. Inhale, extend the arms overhead. Exhale, lower the hands to heart center. Once more, we'll lift our arms up and swoop them out wide as we extend back down into our halfway lift. And from here, we'll step back with the left leg, coming into a supported high lunge, squaring off those hips to the front of the mat. You might like to tent up onto the fingertips to really broaden across the chest, find space across the collarbones, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Taking a moment to check in with the body. Are you engaging the core? Are you drawing the navel towards the spine? From here we'll plant our right palm down as we pivot onto our left foot, transitioning into extended side angle. So the left foot is parallel-ish with the short edge of the mat. We're extending that leg, arm is extended skywards. This is a great asana to strengthen and tone the muscles of the inner thighs. One more breath. From here we will transition into Skandasana, side lunge, rotating the left leg out, grounding down through the heel, foot is flexed, toes pointed towards the sky, quadricep is engaged, knee is lifted. You might like to extend the arms out like bird wings, perhaps gazing up over that left arm. A few more breaths, joining the hands together at heart center. And now extending the arms out wide, we will transition and shift our weight over to the left, coming into Skandasana on the left. Now, if this pose doesn't resonate with you, you might like to play around with props, perhaps placing a block underneath the left foot, the left heel, just to give you some height and some space to work in your range of motion. You might like to extend the arms out wide again, close the eyes, gaze over those right fingertips, joining the hands together at heart center. Pivoting to our left, we will transition into extended side angle on the left side. So grounding down through the palm of the left hand, the left knee is pressing into the left armpit, right arm is extended skywards. You might like to gaze over those fingertips, or perhaps keep the neck neutral. The right foot, the foot of the leg that is extended, is parallel-ish to the short edge of the mat. The leg is activated, really working on keeping you stable as you feel the muscles of the inner thighs of the left leg activating. This is a great posture for anyone who spends a large portion of their day sitting down. And from here we'll transition into a supported high lunge on the left, framing our front foot with fingertips on either side, working on squaring the hips, ensuring that the front knee, the left knee that is bent, is in line with the ankle. Knee is tracking over the second toes. Heel of the right leg, the leg that's extended, is drawing you back as the crown of the head draws you forward. One more breath. And from here we'll step back into a high plank, Balakasana, ensuring that the shoulders are rolled back and down. Core is engaged, navel is drawing towards the spine, the outer hips, the quads, the glutes, the calves, everything is firing and engaged. Flowing with the breath. You've got this. really being mindful of your foundation. Are you grounding down through all 10 toes, through all 10 fingertips, knuckles? With control, we will begin to slowly lower ourselves down towards the mat, hovering off the mat, and exhale, untuck the toes. Inhale, push up into cobra, broadening across the collarbones, across the chest, using the muscles of the posterior chain here to support you. And on our exhale, we'll slowly lower back down, tucking the toes, and we'll push back into child's pose. You might like to widen the knees a little bit so that you can sink your belly in between the space of your legs, working on sinking those hips back towards the heels. You might like to rest your forehead on the mat. And when you're ready, we'll slowly transition into a seated position, Sukhasana, Vajrasana, whatever's comfortable for you. Grounding down through both sits bones. Inhaling, extending the arms skywards. Exhale, joining the hands together at heart center. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Thank you so much for joining us for this 15-minute yoga flow. Namaste.